Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday. I'm Colin Clapp from Parenting Passports and Profits and Online Marketing Done For You. It is Tuesday morning here in Hoi An, Vietnam, and today I want to talk about tech. So I've been meaning to do this for quite a while, and I want to I'm going to kind of call this Tech Tuesday because I know if you're like me, then tech can bog you down. And I'm quite techie. Now, I'm not geeky techie. I am, I just have a logical brain and a systems brain. And I have a management background as well. So when I say that, I mean, I've probably been like that from a kid. I was always looking for ways to do things easier and smarter, and sometimes I can overcomplicate it and go for perfection. That's another trait that I wouldn't encourage. But in general, I'm always looking for how can technology help my life be easier, give me more freedom, and now, of course, how we function in the online world and being a location-independent family. I'm always interested in tools that will help us. So as I was planning on what I was going to talk about this week, I wanted to migrate from some things I've been posting on Tuesday to something that was probably a bit more useful to you guys out there. So tech, I know, is a hurdle. And I was like, well, where should I start? Because we actually use quite a lot. And some of it's free, some of it's paid for, some of it's apps, some of it is just online tools. But a little catalyst came into play about a month ago, and I thought that might be a useful little sort of segue into how I can share with you the sort of vast array of tools and apps that we use, just so you know, when you're considering moving forward in your own marketing, with your own online marketing or with location independence, you might get a feel for some of the things that could be useful. Now, I'm not saying you need all of these things. I'll talk about them, and I'll talk about them in more detail in weeks to come. But the catalyst that made me realize how many we had and you know where they all fit into the bigger picture came with the fact that we've taken on some new virtual assistant help recently with a bit more tech capability, and I needed to share. We need to share our passwords with those people so they can use our tools. And now, for anyone who knows us, we've actually been using virtual assistants for a number of years, quite a long while. In our previous life, we were using virtual assistant, and that has continued even when we were at rock bottom and were trying to find our way back into this world, you know, which we're still doing to a degree. We carried on using virtual assistants, you know, because doing it all yourself is not a good way to go. You know, there's tools and technology and people who can help you. So, excuse me. But we took on this new VA, and she needed access to our passwords. So, how we've been doing it in the past is I use a tool called Evernote. And I'm a big fan of Evernote. It helps you document things. It helps you remember things. It can be used for all sorts of things. And I have something like 7,000 notes. It's like a digital brain. So if you put it into Evernote, you can just forget about it, because Evernote has these really cool functions where you can search for just about anything. So think about, you know, how you write things down on bits of paper, or you sort of trust your memory that you're going to remember things. Evernote kind of overcomes that if you lose those scraps of paper or your memory isn't as good as you think it is. So Evernote is just, you can really use for those scrappy things. Oh, telephone number, oh, send a picture of this, whether it's audio, video, visual, website, you know, the way the app works, you can use it across platforms. So brilliant tool. So I'd stored all our passwords in Evernote, and I had a bit of a system for how I recorded those, and every time we used a new tool or signed up for a new service, etc., I would make some kind of coded way to record our passwords for all of these things. So if anyone ever found our Evernote or hacked into the system, and I'm being quite paranoid, that they wouldn't have the exact passwords for the tools we use. So, but when it came to sharing, I found that what the problem was that our tool was going, oh, what's the real passwords, you know, because I don't quite understand what this short code you're using. So the catalyst was that I've known that there's these password encryption tools that you can use. And in fact, someone had put me onto one a couple of years ago called LastPass. And I used it when he was sharing some stuff with me. And I meant to get round to sort of delving into it a bit deeper. So anyway, about 2 months ago, I finally made the leap and invested in LastPass. And so LastPass is a password authenticator tool. And it means you can stop remembering passwords, and LastPass will log into all of your apps, all of your tools, and remember highly secure passwords. And on the free version, you can use that like that for just about anything. So you can have hundreds of apps, websites, tools, and use LastPass. And I did have to go through a bit of a transition because LastPass, because it's all about security, was describing, it sort of holds you accountable that if it sees that you have used duplicate passwords, which we had been for different things, it says, no, that's not good practice, you don't really want to do that. And all behind the scenes, it says, change this password, we'll give you a password, encrypt it, and we'll do the donkey work for you. So LastPass was a sort of a game changer that I had, because, you know, minutes, and I won't say hours, but minutes on every task could be wasted by yourselves and the virtual assistants logging into Evernote to check what the password was, not knowing. Then there'd be this back and forth of what is the real password. Whereas with the password authenticator, any of our team and Ellie and I can get into our tools in a far more secure way. So we no longer have to keep updating Evernote. The password authenticator does all the work. So that alone is like a little tooltip on password authentication for when you have a lot of tools, and we fit into that. So I'm more than happy to come back to LastPass as a tool at another point and give a full tutorial on it. It's been a game changer for us because I now can share any of our tools with any of our team, and they don't have to see the password. They just effectively get access via LastPass and can log straight in as us. And sometimes you don't. There are some other tools that you don't need to have your team log in as you. You can give them access, but some tools require that you have a higher subscription level if you want to share with your team. So there's no one size fits all. You need to understand which tools you're using, and if you want your team to use them, then you need to be willing and able to share passwords. And LastPass is one way to do that. And there are lots of other password authenticators, but LastPass was the one we chose. You can use it for free, but you can't do the sharing for free. So the premium service allows you to share. So our contractors can use it for free, but I've got the premium version now, and that allows me to share. So anyway, so as I migrated my passwords to LastPass, so now what happens is every time I log into any of our tools that we use, LastPass is this like little sort of accountability partner saying, do you want us to save this password into your LastPass account? And at first I was like, no. And I was like, oh, of course, yes, I do, because you're going to make it nice and secure. And that's what I should be doing. So there's a little migration path where I was letting LastPass take over the password and then letting go of Evernote and like saying, I don't need to update Evernote with my changing password. Now, the beauty of this is that I just need to tell our team stop going into Evernote because there's no guarantee the password in there is the one you should be using. And both Ellie and I needed to accept that there'll be a little period where some of the apps that we share together might be a bit out of sync. Anyway, as this unfolded over the last couple of months, more and more of our tools were being put into LastPass. So this morning I was like, well, this would actually give me a bit of a kind of audit of how many tools we are using and what sort of tools we're using. So I'm not going to keep you a huge amount of time. I've just got my iPad down here, so excuse me for looking down, and I probably need to put my glasses on. But I started. So there's my iPad, and so yeah, forgive me for not be looking at the camera. So I started sort of arranging them. There's membership. So these are the folders that I'm using to sort of categorize the tools that we use. I've got memberships, websites, so our websites, affiliate partners, social media, chat, email. I've got entertainment, which is there's only one thing in there, so that's like a personal thing. Finance, so different bank accounts and payment tools, internet marketing tools linked to transcribing, internet marketing tools linked to graphic design and imagery, internet marketing tools linked to building funnels and email marketing, productivity tools, SEO tools, social tools. Those are my current headers, and then the tools are within that. And if I do a quick scan, I'm going to say there's probably about 40 tools. I haven't actually counted them, and maybe I should have counted before I came on, but I'll just read some of the things so you'll be aware of some of the tools that we use. Some you might have heard of, some you don't. Oh, I wonder what the hell that is. So memberships, those are things that we have subscribed to that support us. So we pay a recurring fee to these things, and they might be mentorship or they might be technical support things. So I would say these ones are mainly mentorship to, help us grow. So, and they're online virtual memberships, and yeah. So I log in there and I get my support for what I need to grow, basically online and video, using video. So we have 3 websites: EllieMcGuinness.com, ParentingPassportsAndProfits.com, and OnlineMarketingDoneForYou.com. So, and we use WordPress for all of those. And we've now signed up for a tool called Thrive Themes. And Thrive Themes means that we can use the same tools and back-end across our WordPress sites. So this makes it a lot easier behind the scenes to be working with a consistent platform and layout. And it means if we share the work with our virtual assistants, they are logging into the same back-end. So I'm really, again, it's an investment, and it's all about saving time. The affiliate partners and tools, that is, so these are products where we can promote them as sort of affiliate partners. And if you don't know what that means, is that we use tools, we think they're great, so we share those recommendations with other people, and via a series of links and technology, if you opt to become a user of that platform or customer, we get a credit. And I mean, these things, depending on what they are, can be anything from a few cents to a few $100s. So usually it's just a few dollars. So you need a lot of volume. But yeah, so as we've become more proficient and happy with the tools we use, we promote some. And we haven't done a lot of promotion, but we will do more of that. So I won't bore you with all of those. Chat, so things like Zoom, Skype, those sorts of things. Email, we pretty much transferred to all Google Mail, Gmail now. It used to be with, hey Jonathan, we used to be with Outlook users. And so we used to be big Outlook users, but we've migrated away from that because there's a risk it's on the desktop, and we didn't want any desktop-based tools. So we are pretty much gone all over to Gmail, and yes, it takes a bit of getting used to how it works, but once you know how it works, you can do a lot, and you can delegate, and you can have your team use it. And yes, you can do that with Outlook, but I just don't want the risk of anything on my computer. And I have used the paid subscription service of Outlook 365 Online, and but Gmail's, I'm on the free version, and Ali and I have found a way to make it work. So we're going with that. Finance, you can put it, things like PayPal, Payoneer, TransferWise, PayPal, and your own online bank accounts in whatever bank account country, whichever country you're in. So those things are in there. I did turn on Do Not Disturb, and I had turned on Do Not Disturb, and somehow Ellie is able to call me, and I don't know how that's happened, and I will need to look into that. So that's a little tech thing that can get in the way. So here I am doing Facebook Live, and my beautiful family are trying to call me and tell me they love me, and that they have, they want to wish me good morning because I got up and left the house beforehand. So hopefully no more interruptions, and then I'll call them back. They've already had a love message from me. Anyway, what else we got here? So we started using Transcribe for transcription services. So I've got a few of those. WordPress, graphic design. So yeah, behind the scenes, we use tools like Canva. We're members of Envato, where you buy WordPress themes. We won't need that anymore because we're using Thrive themes, but you can still buy like video things that sort of go and make your videos a bit more interesting. Then there's things like our email automation. We use ConvertKit. Our page builder and funnel builder, we use ConvertTree. So ConvertKit and ConvertTree are completely different tools. They are not related in any shape or form, even though they sound the same. Then there's productivity tools. You may have heard things like Dropbox, Evernote, iCloud, IFTTT. We use Trello to do project management and delegate some of our tasks. Some SEO tools we use. I won't bore you with those. And then things like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of those sorts of things. So the very fact that those tools are in there, that means that I have used those since I became a LastPass customer less than 2 months ago. So that is just like an overview snapshot that there is quite a lot of tech that goes on behind the scenes to live how we are and function as we do in the online marketing world. So some of them are free, some of them are paid. So, and there's more that I use that maybe haven't gone into LastPass yet. So I'll update that as we go. So the main reason for sharing that was I just wanted to know that tech is an important part of location independence. Tech is an important part of online marketing. I don't know how you could do it without the tech. Some tools are more important than others, and there's a trial and error that's got to take place to make them work for you. Some are free, some are paid, and again, you've got to experiment to see which ones work for you. And I don't want to say that some paid ones are going to be great and others are not. But I also don't believe you can do it. You can do everything for free at a level, but depending on your goals for your life and how you want to proceed, there is some level of investment. You can't host websites for free. You can't. You technically can, but only a limited amount. So I'll leave you with that. You do need tech. If tech is a challenge for you guys, then check in. I'm more than happy to share any of my knowledge or skills around the tech that we use. What I'll do is now is I will try and dedicate each Tuesday to a particular tech. But if you have one that you want me to talk about, then tell me about it. So I'll leave it at that. So again, signing off from the beautiful Hub co-working space here in Hoi An. I'm going to go and knuckle down and do some work. Today I'll be using Google Drive to do some preparation for an online launch that I'm doing, and that's where my dedication is going to be. So yeah, signing off. I will see you next time. Take care now, wherever in the world you are. Have fun out there.